Toyota of Hollywood, we speak your language. Hablamos tu idioma. I don't Temperatures are a warm 80 degrees with 74% humidity, fitting for a month of March and week one of a brand new season of USL Championship. We're back here in South Florida tonight for Miami FC's season debut against Colorado Springs Switchbacks. And good evening to all of you. With Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm David Gascon. Ricky, they brought us back round number 2, and it is a brand new shape for Miami FC. I'm fired up.
That's going to be extremely interesting, David, because you talk about the turnover for Antonio Nocerino. If you know anything of him as a player, a number 6, hard-nosed, likes to get into tackle, and he wants to compete. And that was a message loud and clear that he told us. Yes, we might have a younger team, but we want to compete every single time we walk across this white line. And it starts here at home for this Miami FC to make a statement in USL Championship for the season of 2024.
Man, it is huge because you look at the roster, Ricky. They have 3 returners from last season, and it is a shape-shifting of the sorts, especially the firepower up front. It's all youthful.
And you talk about a player that's going to make an impact on your final third, because you look at this Miami FC, they were lacking productivity higher up the field. Gavilan has had such a good preseason coming out of the Miami FC camp. He's going to get on the ball. He's going to ask a lot of questions, combine B players 1v1. How quickly can he get in a rhythm? That's going to be the key here for the home side.
So for as much as Miami changed things around, for Colorado Springs, they didn't do a whole heck of a lot, did they?
And James Chambers is going to step in. He knows exactly what is going to be expected of the players. Stephen Hogan and him work extremely close together. So what they do is not going to change a lot. They just want to do it more proficient, and they want to have a lot more execution higher up the field and defensively as well.
Yeah, they have all kinds of firepower up front. It's a team that's consistently in the playoff hunt for James Chambers, his first year as the head coach of the Switchbacks, and he could not be more fired up about getting this thing underway.
And one question, we had the ability to talk with James Changer. I said, okay, Romario Williams, he goes out. Who's going to step in? Who's going to produce the goals to find the back of the net? And without a doubt, Ronaldo Damas likes to spring in behind, likes to test and stretch opposition. So look for him to get in around that 18-yard box, and he's a clinical finisher.
It is East versus West, week number 1 at USL Championship. Both these teams ready to get this thing underway, and so are we. We'll come back on the other side. We'll get you the starting 11 and first touch. It's Colorado Springs, Miami FC coming up next.
Some people think Miami is just flamingos and palm trees.
And hell yes, we have badass sunsets.
But Miami's Little Havana,
Doral,
Little Haiti,
Hialeah,
Wynwood, Coconut Grove,
Kendall,
Calle Ocho, Sweetwater, Homestead,
cortaditos y coladas
Empanadas y Croquetas.
is so much more. This is the 305.
This is who we really are. This is what we are all about.
I am Latino.
I'm a disruptor.
I am LGBTQ.
I am a villain.
I am a mother.
I am Haitian.
I am an athlete.
I am an activist.
I am a king.
I am American Dream.
I am the future.
I am.
I am
Miami
FC.
FC.
No one was born a hero. It's an everyday journey. There are no shortcuts, no days off, no perfect scenarios. Things won't always go the way you expect. But overcoming challenges is part of the game too. Your time is now. When passion runs through you, become your own hero.
Over 2,000 Toyotas are in stock and on their way to Toyota of Hollywood. Get our lowest price on every Toyota, including Corolla, Camry, Highlander, Tacoma, and RAV4. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,975. We'll pay you up to $2,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade. That's $2,000 more than it's worth at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
And this broadcast is brought to you by micromobility.com. Toyota of Hollywood. Toyota of Hollywood, we speak your language. Hablamos tu idioma. Volkswagen dealers of South Florida. Check out local offers at vwflorida.com today. And Baptist Health. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Back here at FIU Stadium with Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm David Gascon. Week number 1. Ricky, how do we deploy tonight?
And it's going to be a 4-3-3 for Miami FC. It all comes down to Booth. You want him to be the discipline, sit right in front of that back four, so you let the players higher up the field operate in those half spots. So you look at Genzano and Brent Mines, they're going to be the ones stretching the back line. So you're Lopez, he's going to be the number 9. You get him in the ball early and often, and Ben Ofemu and Knudsen need to be very good and compact in that back line.
These two teams got together once last season. Colorado won it by a count of 2-0. There's a couple different guys in that mix. One of them is in net, and Christian Herrera. He's a solid keeper.
When we talk about experience for James Chambers, Echeverria, Williams, Henriquez, that's going to be the engine for this side for Colorado Springs. Switchbacks, look for them to dictate tempo. Ronaldo Damas, he's going to be the one to stretch that back line. So look for Tejada to come centrally. Very talented starting 11 for the visitors here tonight.
Yeah, Malik Foster is certainly a thorn in the side of the opposition. He was last season, the year before that, with 17 goals. And so we see the Colorado Springs Switchbacks in their dark uniforms tonight, the blue and the aqua. We'll be going from right to left on your screen. Miami FC in the home kits tonight. We'll be moving from left to right. And this brand new season of Miami FC ball is officially underway. Miami last season finished with just 11 victories, 15 defeats, and 8 draws, 41 points. They finished 9th in the Eastern Conference. In fact, they failed to qualify for the postseason after losing the final game of the regular year at Sacramento. It was a brutal string down the road for Miami FC. They scratched, they clawed, tried to work their way into a playoff spot, but came up a buck short to Detroit. Meanwhile, for Colorado Springs, they were 16 up, 13 down, 6 draws. They were good for 53 points, and they were 5th in the Western Conference. They got spilled in the quarterfinals by San Antonio, but a goal differential of 7. One of the things that you talked about with Colorado Springs, Ricky, throughout their legacy here in USL Championship is the ability to score goals. But last year, they reduced their goals against by 11. That's certainly a step above what they've experienced in years past.
When you talk about the experience, that's a nice little move there from Ben Mines. But you talk about the experienced players that know how to win in USL Championship, and that's something that James Chambers walked into with the Switchback starting 11. But on the other side, for Antonio Nocerino, clear cut, right? Players that are understanding what USL Championship is all about, and the message from their head manager was, you need to compete. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it. It's all about this next ball. So expect this Miami FC side to be full of energy and have the courageousness to play here tonight.
The one thing I can't help but notice is when you look at the roster for Miami FC, you almost feel like you want to card some of these guys because half of them are just, they're barely able to vote. I mean, it feels like 19, 20, 21, 22-year-olds. It certainly is a different roster compared to last season where most of the guys were in their late 20s and early 30s.
And I do think the first 10 to 15 minutes for the home side is going to be extremely important in terms of just settling down. Game 1 of a new season, home opener. Emotions are going to be high. Intensity is going to be high. Watch out.
Foster with the intercept here. That pass is disrupted at the very last minute. Damas was the intended target, but a good play there defensive in the back line from Miami FC.
So how do you limit those mistakes, especially in your defensive half? That's going to be key for Miami FC because you know Ronaldo Damas is so opportunistic, so he's going to pounce on any single opportunity that he gets to look at goal.
Yeah, Mario Williams last year with 15 goals for Colorado Springs. Nobody else was even close. In fact, nobody had double-digit goals last year for Colorado Springs. Nice intercept there. Back comes Miami FC. Gavilanes lost it. Foster here. Match is just underway. We had a rather fascinating offseason, certainly to say, with not only USL Championship, but also some headliners back and forth with the US Open Cup. Some teams that were maybe going to be missing out, some that are coming back. We'll drop a few nuggets as the night goes along. Enriquez there. This one played through, nice move, splitting defenders going down though. Damas trying to get some contact there, putting a little bit of pressure on the officials. Gagliardi with his first touch of the night.
And these are the types of runs that you want to see from Ronaldo Damas, just off the corner and off the shoulder of Ben Ofemu. So what does that relationship look like between the two center backs for Miami FC? Communication needs to be key, and passing off players is going to be their best friend for the two center backs.
There's Ben Mines here. Ben on this first look of the night. Ben with some space, tried to play out one through. Probably should have taken a shot anyway and elected not to do so. Herrera with his first touch of the evening. Ben didn't have a lot of activity amongst the starters last year for Miami FC, but again, one of a handful of starters, or excuse me, returners this year for Miami FC. Good to see him amongst the starters here in 2024. Gabriel Cabral, who has returned, is not amongst the starters here tonight. In fact, did not even dress. Ufemu, who also has returned. And the interesting thing with this makeup is the emphasis on the aggression. You mentioned it, Ricky, the first 5 or 10 minutes, when you got a younger, maybe perhaps more spirited group, can play more on the front foot as opposed to the back. And a quick look at Matt Mahoney there. Native from Buffalo, New York. There's James Chambers. And he was geeked up to talk to us a couple of days ago. He was really fired up. He's been with the organization for a few years now, and Stephen Hogan making the ascent as the sporting director for Colorado Springs, and Chambers filling his shoes now. Andrew Booth, newly acquired from Charleston Battery. Gagliardi lost the handle on it. Back comes Foster. Foster takes a spill. Officials don't see it now. They blow the whistle. So there's a yellow card here. Sergei Damonchuk, the lead official tonight. Foster in some agony. Let's see if it has any merit.
And that's something that if you're Miami FC, you need to be very careful at silly turnovers, especially in the center of the field, because something about this Colorado Springs Switchbacks, they have a lot of pace. They live and die in transition moments. So how good can you be in your structural defending when you're in possession? Ronaldo Damas, Malik Foster, very direct in their movement, and they're going to test this back line for Miami FC.
Yeah, that is one thing that Colorado Springs is notorious for, playing offensively, but leaving some wide open gaps on the pitch for a counter. Volleyed around, now played back. Gagliardi here. Good to see Andrew Booth, though, with Miami. 51 matches with Charleston Battery brings a boatload of experience to a youthful club. Lacroix looking for some real estate. That shot just outside the 18, off the goal post. Plenty of woodwork there and still scoreless. Tip of the cap to Lacroix, who set that thing up. First golden opportunity of this match goes to the road team.
Really good passage of play here from the Switchbacks. When you have an outside back that requires so much attention, but also has the vision to understand, as I bring in 3-4 Miami FC players, there is an opening gap right on top of that 18-yard box. Jairo Henriquez will never shy away from pulling the trigger from distance. Gagliardi's best friend, the post, saves the day here for Miami FC.
Henriquez had one of the dirtiest goals of last season with a nice bicycle kick at home for Colorado Springs. Lacroix.
That's going to be a big challenge for this home side between Andrew Booth and Genzano. The relationship and the rotations. As one outside back gets beat, who's going to slide over and step over? You both can't get caught ball watching, because you see what happens. The balance between the Switchbacks, especially in the center of the field, too much firepower, too much talent that can make you pay.
Good breakup there from Genzano, the 19-year-old Italian, making his USL Championship debut. This is not like you're in the shallow end of the pool, Ricky. For a lot of these guys, this is the deep end, especially coming from overseas. Mahoney here. Enriquez moving from the middle of the park, just outside the 18. Nice play there by Booth, just to get out of harm's way. And Mahoney. Into the 10th minute. Best chance of the contest so far. Enriquez eating up some woodwork. Just outside the 18, top of the box.
Already 10 minutes in, you just see the spaces that Gavianes picks up between the lines. Right in front of Mahoney and Musa, behind that Chivoria and Williams. They need to make a decision. Do the two center midfielders drop or the two center back step? If you can get Gavianes on the ball early and often in a rhythm, Lopez is going to make those runs. It's going to be a good day for Antonio Nocerino and Miami FC.
Both clubs spoke glowingly about their preseason work, but of course preseason is not the regular season. So you have some changes amongst your starters, substitutions perhaps. Foster trying to scramble to the outside. Lacroix, fortunate bounce here. Lacroix, sharp angle, good stop there. Gagliardi got the left leg out. Looked like Foster was thinking about how he was going to take that shot as opposed to just pulling the trigger.
We're already seeing a very good relationship between Tejada and Lacroix here on this near side, but as he gets a little bit fortuitous, I do think Lacroix takes a little bit too long, and in a result of that, he closes down the angle on himself. He needs to pull a trigger there. Take nothing away from the save from Gagliardi. Makes himself big. He's been extremely active already. Duke Lacroix, the left back for the Switchbacks.
It's a homecoming of sorts, too, for Gagliardi, the 27-year-old from Plantation, Florida. Played in League One for Inter Miami, too. Antonio Nocerino, the head coach of Miami FC. A lot of fire during the conversation with us earlier this week about his team. Excited about crafting a new club. It feels like this team has a ton of promise. Promise and potential are certainly one thing, but the display is a completely other thing. Lacroix there looks like, look at a booking. And that'll be the case.
Ben Mine's just a bit quicker here than Lacroix to get to this ball. Hard challenge. Let's see, we're 13 minutes in. You feel the argument for the Switchbacks to see yellow there. Ben Mine's definitely makes the most of that contact, so now it's a big test for this young man in terms of his discipline and his positioning for Duke Lacroix.
First booking of the night for Colorado Springs. Miami FC last year, a goal differential of -1. They were feast or famine a ton. One of the disturbing things for them was the inability to close out matches. Then they got hot towards the tail end of the year, grabbing points for a month and a half, and then all of a sudden made things a little bit easier when it came to a playoff spot. But injuries, tough schedule, all led to the doom and failing to qualify. It was driven in by Tejada, hitting a wall, taken away. Williams overplayed his hand. Gagliardi trying to show some numbers. Good transition, though, for Colorado Springs. Poor pass there, intercepted. Tejada on the counter. Thomas, he's got no help. And back comes Miami FC. 6 back for Miami FC. Not going to get beat there. Enriquez wanted to get it back, and he does. Into the 15th minute. Enriquez, sweet spot for him. Man, that thing was tailor-made, Ricky.
Just see the technical ability from Jairo Henriquez. Makes it look a lot easier than what this thing is as it pops out. Head down, laces through the ball. He hits it so pure with a lot of venom. Not even a courtesy dive from Gagliardi. He can be a special player in the season of 2024 for the visitors here, Jairo Henriquez. I do think if you're Antonio Nocerino, the message to the boys so far 15 minutes in is to stay a little bit more compact in your defensive structure.
Ooh, Foster probably should not have played that one. Echeverria had the better look. Lines is down. That strike. Lacroix testing the left-hand corner. Gagliardi was there. That shot just misses by a whisker.
And you have to think James Chambers in the locker room tells his boys, test this side early. The youth, the inexperience, we can use that to our advantage. Echeverria wins that battle. Duke Lacroix once again is living inside this 18-yard box on the attacking side. Doesn't miss by much.
So the pressure been on so far for the road team.
Now it comes down to decision making for Miami FC, especially the two center backs. How do you relieve some of that pressure? You play direct into Frank Lopez and you have ongoing runners. Well done there.
Gagliardi with a nice move, working against Santos. Cavalanez.
Good.
Gagliardi trying to work that weak side. He had Lopez out wide, but couldn't feed it to him. Now the pass, never had a chance. Musa, that one top of the box. Second strike, and it finds Twine! Andrew Booth from outside makes it 1-0 Miami FC. Well, it's their first chance of the night, and Andrew Booth and company, Ricky, they make it 1-0 right out of the gates.
And we talked about it in the open, how good of a preseason Gavillanes has. He's baiting this side. He's waiting for this run from Gagliardi just to break this line. But as this ball rotates over, look at his head. Head up the whole time, puts this ball in a dangerous area. Second bite of the apple for Andrew Booth. Thank you very much. Much like Jairo Henriquez moments ago, hits it so pure, not once, but twice. Miami FC, not a lot of the ball to open up this game, but have their well-deserved lead 17 minutes in here at home.
His first goal of the season, and I hate saying this, but Ricky, in a year ago, we might have seen everyone on the attacking side for Miami thinking that first shot was a handball, waiting for an official to make a call. Booth pulled it once, let it rip a second time, and there you have it, 1-0 here in the 17th minute.
Just have a little bit of a sense that they have the ability just to break down teams with individual brilliance. Gavillanes understands Gagliardi. The ability to take players 1v1 just requires so much attention, and that leaves the gaps for players around them. Andrew Booth, how important has he been 17 minutes in defensively, but also he can score goals too, as he's shown in his USL career. Antonio Nocerino has to be extremely pleased with how good his side has shown.
First goal of the season for Andrew Booth.
And now, if you're James Chambers in the switchbacks, what does the reaction look like? You've had most of the ball, you created a lot of the chances, but haven't had the final touch to find the back of the net. So the next 5 minutes, you're looking at the players that have the experience to step up and try to get the equalizer.
Well, Miami FC came into this contest as the favorite by the odds makers in Sin City. Oddly enough, though, when it came to the USL Championship power rankings, Ricky, they were rated, Miami FC was dead last. Felt like this team was just too new and too many question marks. But you come out here and you take a couple punches on the chin and you come right back with a counter and you have the lone mark of the contest. That's a great sign to open up the campaign. Gavilanes getting things started. Gagliardi trying to support him, and Andrew Booth to cap things off as we're now in the 20th minute. One of the benefits, even back to last year for Miami FC, the ability to at least capture a point when scoring the first goal of the contest. They're unbeaten in the last 9, dating back to last year when scoring the first goal. Conversely, for Colorado Springs, they failed to win in the last 13 when conceding the opening goal of the contest. It's different here. Looking at the month of March between the two states, Florida and Colorado, weather, rain, snow, then you go to humidity, then you go to some heat. It's a different kind of animal when you change gears up here for Colorado Springs. Gavilanes pointing his direction. That'll be the case. He wins the argument.
And it's game 1 of the 2024 season, so understanding and getting in a rhythm was always going to be key. But as you understand, Gagliardi is making this run. He breaks the line. He reads the space in behind. It's the baiting of the two defenders, and it results in a fantastic goal here for Miami FC. Little things like that are going to do such a good job for the confidence for Antonio Nocerino, because as you get into the final third, that's the last domino to fall throughout a season. Andrew Booth, as he advances himself higher up the field, brilliant team goal for Miami FC.
That goal, powered by micromobility.com. Andrew Booth, his first of the season in the 17th minute. Speaking of 17, here's Ben Mines trying to grab the corner. The cross, not enough steam on it. Herrera's there. Enriquez asking for it. Tejada here. Tejada trying to work a lane himself with the left foot. Spin on it. Foster trying to hit the post as well. That thing hit it flush. It stayed away. The outside rolling out way. Unfortunate for Colorado Springs. That's now twice in this contest they've hit woodwork. Enriquez and now Foster. We'll go back to that in a second, but Rick, it looked like he was trying to push that thing to the outside. Ball went in that direction. Ooh, heavy contact there. Tejada. Foster. Foster looking for some real estate. It's Foster, Damas, Enriquez, and Tejada. As Frank Lopez is still down, he's hurt. I don't know if he caught an elbow up above the shoulders, but he is not looking well. And now the action's been blown dead. I mean, you could hear the contact from way up in the booth.
And it was a very interesting signing for Miami FC, Frank Lopez, because he's had success in USL Championship as the lone number 9. We'll go back to this opportunity for Malik Foster. You talk about the fluidity that James Chambers wants to play with. That's your right-sided winger, the top of the 6-yard box, and it's not an easy finish because the ball's coming across. You have to have the right amount of timing. Gets denied by the post of Danny Gagliardi's best friend once again, and those are very controversial for a referee because you have the right of way to put your body into a player. But I do think Frank Lopez takes the worst end of the brunt. Hopefully he's okay. But he's been very, very good for Miami FC, just occupying the 2 center backs and letting players around him have the real estate to operate in.
Yeah, he's only 5'7", about 170 pounds, but he absorbed a ton of pressure there. So 2 shots for Colorado Springs that have hit that right bar.
And last season, Frank Lopez with RGV, who's now folded. 25 appearances throughout all competitions, 5 goals, 2 assists. So can show you his quality when he gets higher up the field. He's going to be a big part of what Antonio Nocerino likes to do. The hard-working number 9 likes to get on the end of things and score those scrappy goals.
RGV departing, got a couple new clubs here in USL Championship. It's kind of excited to see a team in Rhode Island too. I could see you up there. I could see you. I could see you in Newport.
In the cold?
No, in Newport, like the Newport, the mansions, the cottages, wine season.
That's you.
Wine season, the summertime. It's all good, man. It's perfect for the summertime, the Northeast. But yeah, of course. I mean, you went to Creighton. I mean, you're playing in the cold no matter what, man. Lopez does not look right, but I can guarantee you he's probably going to feel a lot worse tomorrow. That rib cage will be sore. You know, Ricky, when you play in the first couple weeks of the season, even though you have preseason activity, how inclined are you, if you're a head coach, to go to your bench to make sure you're not getting the legs tired?
Well, I do think it comes down to a balance, right? If you're James Chambers, if you're Antonio Nocerino, you want them to get tired because that's going to grow fitness, right? The last thing that's going to come is your game fitness, your aerobic, the ability to breathe through 90 minutes, to deal with those heavy legs. How do you kind of navigate through that? And that's only by experience, right? You have to get on the field. You have to experience those things. You're feeling the heavy legs, your mind goes, little things like that. So I do think the game is the best teacher. So for James Chambers and Antonio Nocerino, I think you're going to go in deep into this game till you see them dip into the bench.
It's an interesting start to the year for Colorado Springs. They go road home to open up the year until June the 1st. On the other side of things, for Miami FC, this is a great opportunity to get fat to open up the campaign and stockpile points when they're at home. 6 of their first 8 contests are here at FIU Stadium. That's huge. Tejada. And I say that because Miami FC last year, when they closed out the season, they were stuck playing on the road. Tejada, Lacroix, lob in, nice cross. That was disrupted the last minute. Another dangerous sequence here for Colorado Springs.
Affordability, versatility, and most importantly, availability. Volkswagen Sport Utility models are in stock now. Take your choice of the affordable new VW Taos, 7-passenger Tiguan, the roomy new Atlas, stylish Atlas Cross Sport, or the full electric ID4, all with 2 years complimentary maintenance, quality German engineering, smart technology, and a lower maintenance cost. Visit a Volkswagen South Florida dealership near you and test drive one today. Shop VWFlorida.com.
Andrew Booth with his first goal of the season in the 17th minute for Miami FC. They're on the board, 1-0, despite the fact they do not have the advantage in the possession category or the shot category, but they don't care. Good look here from just outside. That shot by Williams. Tried to drive it through a crease and couldn't. Lacroix. Tejada. Cardona with a nice break up there.
You just see how many players are behind the ball for Miami FC. Collective effort into their defensive structure, and that comes down from Antonio Nocerino, trying to build out a culture. To the other side of that, if you're the Switchbacks, how do you break down a mid?
Antonio Nocerino, he's familiar with USL Championship action, tail end of his career in Orlando, so he has some experience with the game here in North America, of course. Deep Possessing Enriquez. From well outside that blast. Oh, he was trying to earmark that top left-hand corner from about 30 yards out. But as you mentioned earlier, Ricky, this guy is not afraid to take a shot from anywhere on the pitch.
And you can tell he's full of confidence at the moment. But as he advances himself into the final third, he makes the wrong decision. About 25 yards out, you just see the black jerseys on this near post. You have Tejada, you have Echeverria making those long coming runs from a deep lying position. You don't want to get overzealous and over eager for the switchbacks to try to claw yourself back into this game.
Are you more inclined to do that though at the beginning of the season as opposed to the tail end?
And of course, like I said earlier, the last domino to fall is the final third, right?
Yeah.
Having the ability to combine, make those right decisions, and have that composure.
As a former player, are you more inclined to try and score early if you are one of the top scores from a season ago, or do you feel like you just need to get in a rhythm and get your touches and get everyone in the flow of things?
I think you ask any player, what's the #1 concept of coming into game one is connect your first pass. How can you get in a rhythm, and then you can start to express yourself as for a forward. If you can get that opening goal, that's going to set the tone for your season. Defender, you can get a clean sheet. Little things like that, little landmarks will help you navigate through the 2024 USL Championship season.
Lopez against Mahoney here. Lopez, a bit of backpedaling. Santos. The only real change in the back line this season for Colorado Springs, at least opening up the campaign. Williams, Mahoney, Musa, all there from last year. Driven lowly through. Lopez, he's got one angle, trying to fight off a defender. Nice play there with Williams, just to tap it to his teammate and get it out of harm's way. Lopez just leaning on that defender. Famu. This is probably the first time so far in 32 minutes worth of action that Miami FC has had a decent moment of possession. Not hyperbole at all. Cabanez from well outside. A bit ambitious, but never too early to fire your first shot of a brand new campaign.
You just get the sense for this Miami FC, a lot more confident and more composed in the final third. Picking up their head, finding the ongoing run. Ben Mines pulls out a center midfielder, so that opens up a space for Cabanez to just pick up his head. You see the knuckle, the dip on that thing. The technical ability from the young man has been on display here, 32 minutes in.
That was a great shot by our crew because Christian Herrera didn't see that shot. Musa got in front of it. Had that thing been on target, he would have scored. It's a great look, though, by our crew, field level. Gagliardi with some speed here. Gagliardi looking for Lopez, that thing way too hot. There it is up there for Mines. First half just about finished. Impressions so far?
I think it's been very impressive for both sides, to be fair. The switchbacks, yes, you're losing, but you've been on the ball a lot more. You've been creating a lot of opportunities. The last thing is that final action. This bit of quality to find the back of the net. And for Miami FC, for a young team to be able to suffer together, but also be efficient in the final third. Had a very good 33 minutes of football here so far.
Lacroix. Really got it back. Echeverria. Tejada. Williams trying to switch the pitch, and he does. Santos wanted to give and go, but did not. Foster and Damas up near the 18 asking for it, but Colorado Springs electing to maintain possession, not force the issue just yet. At the end of the first half, we'll have stats, highlights, and a look around USL Championship. Week 1, we'll take a peek at the scoreboard. That's all at the break.
You also just see how disciplined the switchbacks are in terms of their shape. James Musa, who's the left-sided center back, is well beyond midfield, so that lets Duke Quad join the attack.
Knuckle action, Gagliardi eats it up.
The result of that, Tejada plays like a second number 9 next to Damas. The fluidity, the understanding, and the execution for James Chambers. Yes, you're down 1-0. You've really set your identity in this first half.
Nice intercept here from Mahoney. Jumped up in the play. Echeverria, Tejada. Tejada trying to grab that corner. I don't know if that was a shot or pass, but Tejada clearly had an angle.
That's exactly where he wants to be. Little drop of the shoulder, but give credit to Cardona. Does just enough to throw off Tejada. Want to close your hips on the end of that to get that back end bend. Just hits it all wrong. A talented winger.
Cardona. Challenging moments to start this contest. Williams here. Foster against Cardona. Good position there. Official's not going to buy that act. Lopez, he's about a mile offside. That's about from Miami to Boca.
The one thing that the Switchbacks need to be very careful on is their shape out of possession. You do not want to get stretched. You don't want to throw too many numbers forward and leave yourself exposed going back the other way.
Anez with a fine move. Ofemu. It's almost in some sense like you're buying the bait if you're Colorado Springs, right? Damas walking his way near the spot. Williams around 50 yards out. That was tough to manage. But a one-hopper, nevertheless, on this surface is not easy, Ricky.
Speedy Williams had the technical ability to pull the trigger from distance. Not an easy save, like you said, David. Right in front of Gagliardi, bounces, short hops him. Don't want to have any spillage in front of your goal, so you push it wide. Technical goalkeeping.
First corner of the night, brought to you by Toyota of Hollywood. Yeah, this is not a grass surface, so the turf can certainly eat you up. Enriquez here, low line drive, comes right back to him. Cross, Gagliardi, I don't know if he knew his position there or if he felt a threat on the weak side, but nevertheless, that's a mistake. Got another corner kick brought to you by Toyota of Hollywood.
Better be safe than sorry for the goalkeeper. You don't want to have any sort of back post run. That's when you rely on communication from your other center backs, your other teammates.
Damas. Ooh, nice intercept here. Andrew Booth trying to counter. Fine play there on the back line, though, for Colorado Springs, and here they go on the counter. Tejada with that right foot, awfully close. Major threat, did not have a lot of steam on it. Would not have crossed the goal line. Mines, Booth couldn't control it, Tejada does. Tejada softly through Damas. Mahoney's on the left side asking for it. That shot trying to go short side. I don't know if that might have gone off the foot of Metrano. Take a peek at this again, though.
Last-ditch defending effort here from Echeverria because he needs to make this challenge right. If not, there's tons of real estate going back the other way. Tejada just gets on the end of it. Miami FC need to be very careful in terms of their box defending.
Lopez play through.
Once again, David, just see the riskiness of the Switchbacks back line. It's 1v1, so much space in behind. So if you're Speedy Williams, you have to sit right in front of your back line to clog some passing lanes, because too many times when Gavianes gets on the ball, it's the ongoing runs that are causing a lot of problems for the visitors here.
Yeah, Gavianes, you can certainly see his creativity. Outside for Foster. Damas is there, but he's sandwiched between a couple defenders for Miami FC. See if they give that as a corner, and that's going to be the case. It's exactly it. Another Toyota of Hollywood corner kick. Antonio Nocerino. A vocal man, especially early on. Enriquez, this corner kick, a lot more dangerous than his previous one. Gets it right back again. That one's broken up, and Cardona got the bad end of it. That thing ate him up.
You just see the venom that Jairo Enriquez strikes the ball with. So technically sound, he hits it so pure. Laces through it. To give credit to Cardona, the bravery. Sit right on top of that 6-yard box. Take the brunt end of this ball. Tattoos this thing. Hopefully he's okay, because he's been very, very good. 41 minutes for Miami FC at the right back position.
Probably fortunate that shot wasn't point blank. I like that neck roll for Nocerino. It's comfortable. Let me ask you this. With Antonio coming from Italy, how different is the game European-wise compared to North America, the United States, and Canada?
I do think you're going to get a different coaching style, that's for sure, in terms of the defensive structure, right? Because Italians are known for being very good and very sound defensively. So defensively from front to back, and you've already seen that 42 minutes in, 11 players behind the ball, and the intensity. That's something that I took away from our phone call. He wants every single player to compete, to play with courage, to make mistakes, to try themselves, because he knows we don't have the experience, but that can work in our favor. Yeah. We can go into every single game, and he trusts his team. So I do think so far, so good for Miami FC in their season opener here.
Ignorance is bliss, and it's a beautiful thing to have with a young team. Well struck again by Enriquez. Another corner kick brought to you by Toyota of Hollywood.
And if you're James Chambers on this goal kick, you're asking your side just to stay compact. Because too many times they play short and that front line goes, but there's a big gaping hole between lines. And once again, you just see about 15 yards between James Musa and Speedy Williams. Gagliardi does extremely well.
Lopez had an angle, but again, he's offside. They're gonna get caught. You just get that sense from Colorado Springs. You mentioned being stretched. It's a bit too much. Not that there's a sense of panic from the road team, but you're down 1-0. You'd love to get that equalizer as early as possible. And for Miami FC, you just want to sit and wait until you seize that moment. Foster grabbing the corner. Malik. Nearly a handball there. Enriquez wanted to get it back and could not. Ben Mines streaking down that right side, but a feed never came his way. Gavianes, he blows a tire, and maybe a little embellishing, but works in his favor. "44th minute. Eastern Conference versus Western Conference here tonight. These two teams only played once last year. It was back on July the 1st. Both goals scored by Colorado Springs were in the second half. But a goal here in the 17th minute from Andrew Booth. First shot on target. Hits the back of the net. And that was after Colorado Springs had a couple threatening moments, including one shot that hit off the right bar. 4 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half.
Just that final bit of quality that has been lacking for the Switchbacks here in this first half. Doing extremely well at getting themselves into that final third, but how clinical can they be? Test that man just a tiny bit more. Yes, you've gotten denied by the post twice. I do think James Chambers is going to feel a little hard done by to not have this game equalized with the chances that they have created.
Your attention, please. The fourth official has indicated.
It's a humbling thing, though, when you have the advantage in possession and in shots, but still trail. Miami FC doesn't care as you see the 4 minutes of stoppage time being announced. Overhauled roster, that includes the coaching technical staff for Miami FC. Everything from top to bottom has changed. Mahoney. Bad pass there. Gagliardi with the intercept, looking for Lopez, trying to get around Williams and could not do so.
But it's those types of run from Frank Lopez that are just so important to relieve the pressure. You slow this game down. You really take the sting out of the Switchbacks and their attacking opportunities. Hasn't had a lot of the ball, but it's done a very good job at just relieving some of the pressure, slowing the game down, drawing fouls. Big time pickup for Miami FC in the offseason.
Youngsters catching a full 90 here tonight. Certainly hope they're hydrated. It is not cold tonight. Although it rained a couple days ago. Not today, not tonight. And despite the fact that Miami FC hasn't had possession a whole heck of a lot, they're not chasing it all, which is nice.
They just seem very comfortable in their identity defensively, offensively, have clear identities, how they want to play, clear ideas of what their structure should look like. And that's something that Antonio Nocerino told us on a phone call, because I don't want any single player to have any sort of confusion in what I'm trying to do on both sides of the ball. And you can see that clear as day here.
Does that surprise you for a young team?
Extremely.
Yeah.
Game one, to be able to suffer together, not have a lot of the ball, but also when you're on the ball, you take care of it. It seemed very comfortable in both phases of the game. It's been quite impressive for Miami FC here.
Lacroix. Duke invited in. Mahoney here. Williams goes inside the 18, looking for a lane. It's a delicate spot for Miami FC to manage, and they somehow do.
On the other side of it, if you're the Switchbacks, this is a brilliant test. Game one of the season, how do you break down a mid to low block? You see the quality is there, you see the talent is there, the ideas are there, but it's just that final execution that has been lacking for the visitors here.
They have a lot of moving pieces. They don't stay stagnant at all. It's probably the beautiful thing when you have such continuity on a roster where you don't have a lot of changes amongst your starting 11 from year after year.
We're going to see 9 shots in this first half. 6 have been inside the 18-yard box. That hit the word work twice already. Chance creation is not a problem for James Chambers and company.
What should be a fascinating second half if Colorado Springs continues to play this way. And for Miami FC, a little bit more punch in their offensive game, but they have just enough through 45. Andrew Booth with his first goal of the season on the counter in the 17th minute has given Miami the 1-0 lead as we've reached the break.
I think if you're Antonio Nocerino, you have to be extremely pleased with the performance in that first half. You just want to get on the ball just a tiny bit more, but if you're that man, James Chambers, you talk about the shape defensively, stay more compact, and you can't get caught out in transition moments. If you can get that equalizer coming out of the break, it's going to be really interesting for the Switchbacks coming forward.
Coming up, the Macron halftime report presented by your Volkswagen dealers of South Florida, but so far, so good. The visitors have not been greeted nice by the hosts. First goal of the season goes to the home team and Andrew Booth. At the end of the first half of play, Miami FC leads Colorado Springs by a count of 1-0.
Affordability, versatility, and most importantly, availability. Volkswagen Sport Utility models are in stock now. Take your choice of the affordable new VW Taos, 7-passenger Tiguan, the Ruby new Atlas, stylish Atlas Cross Sport, or the full electric ID4. All with 2 years complimentary maintenance, quality German engineering, smart technology, and a lower maintenance cost. Visit a Volkswagen South Florida dealership near you and test drive one today. Shop VWFlorida.com.
No one was born a hero. It's an everyday journey. There are no shortcuts, no days off, no perfect scenarios. Things won't always go the way you expect. But overcoming challenges is part of the game too. Your time is now. When passion runs through you, become your own hero.
We're back here at the half. Andrew Booth, his first goal of the season, the 17th minute. Miami FC on the board. It's 1-0. The halftime report presented by your Volkswagen dealers of South Florida. Check out local offers at VWFlorida.com today. And now I got a chance to speak with head coach Antonio Nocerino, talking about his impact and how he's liking Miami FC so far.
During his playing days, he made over 350 appearances since 2003 for global clubs, including the 36-time Italian Serie A champions Juventus, AC Milan, and Orlando City in the MLS.
14 years old, the Juventus is called me for play for Juventus Academy, and I go to the Turin alone without family.
Coming from humble beginnings, Coach Nocerino always had a passion and a drive to succeed.
When I lose, I don't eat, I don't sleep because I am crazy. Yeah, yeah, I know because for me I have an obsession for this sport.
And he wants to establish a winning mentality with his team here in Miami.
Quality pass, good control. One is free, Giova è giusto, perfetto.
And he'll coach in 3 languages.
¿Por qué no empiezas a atacar?
Italian,
Bravo.
Spanish,
Porque pelota el portero, ¿por qué tú haces esto?
and English.
Guys, is it clear? Is understand everything?
What has it been like instilling that mentality into your players here in Miami?
The cone is here, you finish here. No, for me, the example is simple. I am very honest with the players. Where you play with other team? Is your friend? Is play with you? Is a Jordan? I don't play for participate. I play for compete, and this is our mentality. You work for what? For what?
Right.
For participate or for look the city? No.
For a trophy.
Yeah, of course, of course. Guys, the speed is more speed.
Head coach Antonio Nocerino, first season as head coach of Miami FC. Glad to be here, and it's a brand new squad. So head to break right now. When we come back, we'll take a look at stats, highlights, and a whole lot more. Miami FC leading 1-0. We'll be back.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Maybe drowning every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
You've given us a foundation to be proud of. We build on this now. This is it now, gents. This is us from now on.
No one was born a hero. It's an everyday journey. There are no shortcuts, no days off, no perfect scenarios. Things won't always go the way you expect. But overcoming challenges is part of the game too. Your time is now. When passion runs through you, become your own hero.
Back here at the break, Miami FC getting their first goal of the season from Andrew Booth, the newcomer, making an instant impact. You see the fans in the stands trying to be comfortable right now. 1-0 Miami FC with the advantage. Back here with Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm David Gascon. Ricky, take a peek at the news and notes. The year that is, the year that was for Miami FC and of course the USL Championship. We got some newcomers all the way around.
And it's going to be very interesting to see what Rhode Island does in 2024. Connor Smith has been in and around every single level of U.S. soccer. They have their home opener next weekend against New Mexico Spokane in USL League One. And then Super League gets a D1 sanctioning from U.S. Soccer. That is awesome. But then you see the new broadcast deal. More eyes on USL as we go on to this season. The upcoming schedule. New Mexico, they take down the Riverhounds. Greg Hurst gets the opening goal. Memphis 9-1, a new look Las Vegas Lights. They squeak out a win in their home opener. North Carolina, reigning Eastern Conference champions, 0-0 at half. And then you go into the deeper, the Western Conference side of the bracket. And the big one, I do think everyone has highlighted open. Sacramento Republic, Mark Briggs, they're hosting Morton Carlson and Orange County. That one's going to be interesting. And the Oakland Roots in the 11, El Paso and Monterey Bay. A lot to play for and a lot to keep an eye on if you're a USL Championship fan.
Yeah, there's just a lot of moving pieces, but again, it's only week one. So we have obviously the league openers all the way around. US Open Cup right around the corner, and of course we make our way towards the postseason, but that is a long time down the road. A lot of clanging, a lot of banging, a couple of shots that hit woodwork at the end of 45 minutes of play. The Iron Unkind for Colorado Springs, 1-0 Miami.
Over 2,000 Toyotas are in stock and on their way to Toyota of Hollywood. Get our lowest price on every Toyota, including Corolla, Camry, Highlander, Tacoma, and RAV4. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,975. We'll pay you up to $2,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade. That's $2,000 more than it's worth at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Affordability, versatility, and most importantly, availability. Volkswagen Sport Utility models are in stock now. Take your choice of the affordable new VW Taos, 7-passenger Tiguan, the Ruby new Atlas, stylish Atlas Cross Sport, or the full electric ID4. All with 2 years complimentary maintenance, quality German engineering, smart technology, and a lower maintenance cost. Visit a Volkswagen South Florida dealership near you and test drive one today. Shop VWFlorida.com.
Young, hungry, determined, no icons, products of our environment, predators. This is our moment. We are Miami FC.
And this broadcast is brought tonight by micromobility.com. Toyota of Hollywood. Toyota of Hollywood, as we speak your language, hablamos tu idioma. And your Volkswagen dealers of South Florida. Check out local offers at volkswagenflorida.com today. Baptist Health, your orthopedic care specialists. Ricky through 45, a lot to chew on. First glimpse of action came from Colorado Springs, and they were dangerous early on.
Now you're going to see a lot of one-way traffic from the visitors, especially on this left-hand side. Lacroix, I thought, was fantastic at asking questions, at testing the shape. Jairo Enriquez, he hits it right foot, left foot, no problem whatsoever. Bending away from Gagliardi, but a goalkeeper's best friend. He saves the day the post. But you talk about not on the ball a lot, but how efficient can you be when you get into that final third? Gavillanos, he's just so clever. Look how he's baiting the two Colorado Springs switchback players. They get squared up, so where's the space? He split them. And as this ball recycles back, head up the whole entire way. Top of the 18-yard box as a center midfielder, making those deep lying runs. You're always going to get rewarded, not once, but twice. Makes no mistake about the finish. Andrew Booth gets Miami FC their home opener goal in this 2024 season.
I didn't realize it. Duke Lacroix got eaten up by that first shot as it's 1-0 Miami. Shots, though, as you see, 13-3. And Colorado Springs, I don't know what else you could have done. You carried possession. You carried the shots. You had 2 shots that go off the bar. you've done everything right except you trail.
I do think that is a little bit of a positive thinking for James Chambers, saying, look, we're doing all the hard part. So how do we find the back of the net? It's just that little bit of quality in around that 18-yard box that's going to come because there's just too much talent on the Switchbacks roster. Ronaldo Damas hasn't really gotten involved. Tejada was very good. Foster, I thought, was terrific. But it's all about putting that goals on the scoreboard, and Miami FC has done that. And next, how do you weather the storm for the home side? Because you know the Switchbacks are going to come full force.
Hey, week 1, game 1 for everybody. I think you were fantastic through the first 45
stop
too,
it.
man.
You're going to make me
I missed you. I haven't seen you in a long time, man. It's been a hot minute. We're back, and we are back. So adjustments. If you are on one side for Miami FC, you were able to counter on a few different attempts. But what would you like to see differently in the next 45 minutes of action?
I think just get on the ball just a tiny bit more, slow things down, because the Switchbacks, they want to play at 100 miles an hour. They want to go from box to box. So get yourself into rhythm, get comfortable, especially in the middle of the field. And for the Switchbacks, just that final action, finding the back of the net is going to be key.
Second half has commenced. Colorado Springs moving from left to right in their dark unis. Miami FC, lighter kits, moving from right to left. Temperatures at kickoff right around 80 degrees. Humidity a little bit unkind at 74%. Scattered clouds, no major threats of rain, or at least long rain. But it is South Florida. Give and take a bit. Foster trying to grab the edge against Cardona. Nice stop there. Gagliardi coming off his line and no rebound. So what do you think? First impressions of Daniel so far? I don't want to say he was wobbly at all because it looked like he was confident between the pipes. A couple shots did go off the right bar, but nevertheless, a clean sheet through 45.
He's been very good. You can hear how vocal he's been at organizing the two center backs in front of him as well. And that's something that we had an ability to talk with the front office of Miami FC. And they were very high on him, not only on the field, but a locker room guy as well.
Thomas, 1-on-4. And that'll be a goal kick. And it's a homecoming, too, for Gagliardi. He played at FIU. He was first in Conference USA in saves. He was third-team All-Conference his senior year, drafted by Vancouver in the MLS second round. Played in NISA back in 2022. We'll see some NISA teams this year in the U.S. Open Cup. There's quite some controversy spilling around, too, in the offseason about the U.S. Open Cup. Perhaps some MLS teams not fully competing. Tejada here. Trying to jam on the brakes. Gavilanes. He gets taken out.
Once again, just breaks down for the Switchbacks here. Caught between two minds. Tejada, does he go by himself? Does he bring a player in? Just a bit rusty when you're getting around that 18-yard box.
Gagliardi a little short on that throw-in. I say short a little loosely, too. Santos. No changes amongst the starters for either side. Lacroix playing on a yellow. Grabbed that early on in the affair when he took down Ben Mines. Ben's okay. Haven't had any injuries, knock on wood, for either side. Musa. Head up all the way, but that's a soft pass and taken away nicely by Cardona. Back comes Miami on the counter. Good intercept there by Musa. Depossessed Ben Mines. The give and the take. Femu with a spirited effort there. Gavilanes looked like he got the back ridden by Enriquez. It didn't look like major contact either, but Gavilanes, he went down.
Kind of seems like he holds up his run and fights the contact. Not a lot in that at all. think it's extremely soft to be given. You just see the confusion on the face of Jaime Henriquez after. Just so clever, Gavillanes. Crafty.
Jaime Henriquez, plenty of bids in the first half. Gavillanes, 24 years of age. I guess you could say he's one of the elderly statesmen on this squad, given such a youthful group that is here. Henriquez asking for it. Straight away. Opposite side for Santos here. Koa. Foster, a little stop and go. More spacing here. Henriquez going the opposite way, looking for Damas. Damas, the major acquisition during the offseason for Colorado Springs. Made some heads turn. Brought in Santos. Expect some good things from Marco Rios. Rios just 18 years of age.
It's a good idea from Henriquez, just overhits it just a tiny bit. Talking about Ronaldo Damas, has scored every single stop of his way. Especially made his name in USL Championship 2021 with Orange County. 18 goals across 31 games in all competitions. Got his move to Sweden, came back, 15 goals with San Diego Loyal last season. We can get into double digits for the Switchbacks. Going to cause a lot of problems in the Western Conference.
Indeed, this will be another corner kick here. The quad played well in that first half. Corner kick. Brought to you by Toyota of Hollywood. Now number 5 in the contest for Colorado Springs. Gagliardi looks on. Henriquez here. Back post. Gagliardi got both paws on it to punch it out. Speedy Williams. Henriquez going the long way for Santos here. Top of the box, so that is just a complete whiff by Foster. It's a rarity, and as you see, Colorado Springs just trying to clog up the traffic here. Christian Herrera comes way out to play it. Gagliardi. See if he can get back up, but he does. Booth. Cardona. Ooh, he was looking on the other side for Lopez. Not enough lift on it, though. Another attempt. That one's cut off as well. Gonzano, a little too low on that feed. 53rd minute here in the second half. 1-0 Miami FC. First goal, only goal in the 17th minute. Chavarria led the attack there. Some pretty decent contact. Whistle on a foul. After this contest, Miami FC will stay at home. They get a date with Sacramento next week. Looking to attack here immediately on the intercept. That shot, the left foot going high and wide as Ben Mine's first look of the night. Had a moment early in the first half. Not able to get a shot on target there. Just a bit out wide.
Just a high line from the Switchbacks that get caught out. Ben Mines does very well to use his pace to his advantage.
Apri. Cruzate indietro.
Gagliardi will come out. Gagliardi in the middle of the park here today. He played well, Mattia did. Not bad for a 19-year-old.
For Miami FC.
Jogging the way back.
Outside 17, Benjamin Mines. And number 7, Luisa da Silva.
Jordan Ayambila comes into the contest.
And number 3, Jordan Ayambila. In the 54th minute.
And Luis Pedro.
Chiama distesa, viene a marcare. Io ti voglio parlare un attimo.
So a couple of substitutions for Miami. Senior, one of them.
He's not wasting time. He's making game longer. He's not wasting time.
Awkward coming together between Damas and Genzeno. Nothing in there.
Zano was a little quiet in that first half. Santos here. Enriquez. Speedy Williams waiting for it to come down.
A bit of a tactical change here for Antonio Nocerino and Miami FC. It seems like they've gone into a flat 4 in the midfield. Mbila going to come to his left-hand side as we see Frank Lopez go down on the back end of this play. Genzano's going to sit right next to Andrew Booth and Luisinho on that far side. And then you have Yanis as a number 10 underneath Frank Lopez.
Santos, he was looking again for Damas. The counter here, Sinho. Luis, jumping up in the play. Ayambala, this will be a corner kick, the first one of the night, oddly enough, for Miami FC. It's brought to you by Toyo Dealers of Hollywood.
You just see the space in behind this switchback side, getting caught out, throwing too many numbers forward. Mbila, a lot of pace, a lot of very direct in his movement.
Out number 11, Frank Lopez. In number 16,
Manuel Bota coming in. Yeah, it looked like Lopez might have been cramping up a minute ago. He went down and got up rather quickly as soon as he saw that Miami FC didn't have possession. So Bota's going to come in. Players don't look gassed at all, but again, kind of what you alluded to early on, Ricky, it's just about your body getting properly conditioned for a full 90 plus. Bota, the Italian, 21 years of age, turns 22 in the month of July. It is an international flavor for Miami FC here in a brand new year. A lot of players from your back post. That was dangerous. The rebound there, Christian Herrera, he looked lost between the pipes. And Christian didn't know if up was down and down was up. He's fortunate enough that they didn't get behind him.
Nervy moments for the goalkeeper. The switchbacks just get caught in no man's land. And Cardona as well, not expecting the ball to get all the way through as he makes his back post run. Just go for that shoulder. Switchbacks get away with one. Could have easily been 2-0 to the home side here. If you're a goalkeeper and you come off your line, you need to be extremely certain and extremely sure that you're making any sort of play on this ball.
I don't know if I've ever seen a player go past the goal line on a corner like that. And Cardona just, he gives himself another foot back, maybe even 2. They could have doubled their lead. Foster here. Foster, the chip picked off. Sinho. Trying to press. Luis looking, searching, that was intercepted. It was earmarked though for Booth. Andrew gets that thing, he's off to the races.
you're James Musa, there's no need to try to be fancy at the midfield as a center back. He'll flick it behind him.
Almost a duplicate performance from the first half of both these squads. Possession for one team, Colorado Springs. Standing the ground, Miami FC. Tejada. Hear a lot of communication on the pitch, which is great.
Just see how defensively sound Miami FC is defensively. Letting the switchback side play around them, never through them. Good turn.
Was for a moment and then not. Williams looking for that crease. Yeah, it's interesting because they're not attacking, they're playing back obviously, but there's no sense of panic when they're in their defensive third. Which is rather fascinating when you look at a young team like
for
this.
the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Out number 27, Juan Tejada. In number 20, out number 17, Jairo Enriquez. In number 11,
Aniel comes in.
In the 60th minute.
Quincy Hierman also into the contest as well. So 2 changes for James Chambers. Billa. Nice bit of pivot there for Miami. Bota, who just came into the contest. Donna number 16 here tonight. Haven't spoken a whole lot about Dalton Knutson. It's always a good thing, especially playing on the back line. Searching, looking, again that header! But no, it's gonna go just a little bit up. Oh, Andrew Booth looking for his second goal of the contest. He was ever so close there.
And when you have a center back that has the ability to ping a ball over 50, 60 yards on a dime, talk about technique, the flair, the skillfulness of Lucinho. Brilliant ball in from Andrew Booth, and he should be hitting the back of the net from that distance. Makes a brilliant run. Watch out.
Trouble here, Bruin. Foster looking for a crease, trying to split 2 defenders, denied. Damas was the one that set it up. Foster couldn't pay it off.
And there's always going to be a question mark for Miami FC as Frank Lopez makes his way. He goes to the bench. Who is going to be the number 9? Who is going to be the focal point to play off of? Yanez pushes up a line higher. And then you have the likes of Luisinho, very skillful. Like he just displayed there, little snake inside out. Beats his defender with ease, but also the quality on the back end of it. And Andrew Booth extremely close to having his brace here in the opening night.
Villa's down. Shots right now 15-4 in favor of Colorado Springs.
Catches the heel with the right leg of Ayambilla. Enriquez. He's a player that's extremely versatile, can play in the back line, can play higher up the field. Ayambilla is.
Jordan, just 22 years of age.
Over 2,000 Toyotas are in stock and on their way to Toyota of Hollywood. Get our lowest price on every Toyota, including Corolla, Camry, Highlander, Tacoma, and RAV4. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,975. We'll pay you up to $2,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade. That's $2,000 more than it's worth at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Ayambilla down again. Second yellow card of the evening for Colorado Springs. Enriquez is going to get this one, it looks like. Jordan, he is in agony there.
Your attention, please. A yellow card has been issued to Colorado Springs Switchbacks number 17.
The studs are exposed, comes in extremely late. Jairo Enriquez catches Ayambilla right in front of the lino there, knows exactly what he's doing. Frustration from the creative center midfielder of the Switchbacks. Hopefully Ayambilla is okay to keep on going. Those are never fun. Comes in extremely rash.
Enriquez, yellow card in the 66th minute. Qua has one. Ayambilla still on his backside. Looks like there might be a change coming up for Colorado Springs.
I'll tell you what, David, I've seen a different color card given for that type of challenge.
Is that because you were given one?
Not me, no. But he does come in high, he comes in late, and the studs are exposed.
I'm curious because of how fast it occurred.
Just watch the right leg of Jairo Enriquez. That's the first one. Catches Ayambilla, and then moments ago, it's the second one right here. Just stomps on Ayambilla there. We'll not have an argument if he saw red there, but hopefully he's okay to keep on going. Ayambilla, but now walking an extremely tight line, Jairo Enriquez is.
Occurring in the 66th minute. So we get some changes occurring for both these squads.
Ah, fucking bitch!
Hot microphone, it happens. Apologize for some colorful language. Zach Zondi coming into the contest, replacing Enriquez. Jairo played well. He had some great looks in the first half, and he had plenty of jump.
You see the quality that he has. It's man managing for James Chambers. Zach Zandy comes in, a player that is extremely talented. He's going to play as a number 10.
Chance here, that one's broken up at the last moment. Colorado Springs not going away.
Talk to anyone in the Switchbacks organization, how highly they speak of Zach Zandy, the player that he is, the IQ that he possesses, the position that he picks up between lines. It's going to be a nice little run out. 22 minutes plus for him. How quickly can he get in a rhythm? How quickly can he make his impact felt? Because he can be a massive part for the Switchbacks in 2024.
Foster, a little skip, a little pep. Miami FC trying to run their unbeaten streak to 33. They're unbeaten in their last 32 matches when leading at the end of the first half. 26 victories and just 6 draws. That's remarkable. You can pick up that many points when leading at the half. And obviously not suffering a defeat. But no time to watch the clock. In the 70th minute, both teams have made some changes. Foster's still out there. Damas as well. Gurman, little bend. That one looks like it did go off of a defender for Miami FC, Ofemu. And this will be a corner kick for Colorado Springs. Another corner kick brought to you by Toyota of Hollywood. Gagliardi hasn't been tested too much in the second half compared to the first. Daniel getting the nod here tonight between the pipes. Won the job in the preseason and he hopes he continues to stay that way throughout the entire year. Villa, Santos, back to Herrera. Last year, Miami FC, a dip in terms of clean sheets. They only had 8. Agents and Dejas had 5, but it's a team that tapered off compared to what they did in 2022 defensively. Second best in USL Championship for clean sheets. We had 17.
He runs into his back. He runs right into his back.
Plenty of contact inside the 18. Is that Damas who's down? Take a peek at this.
Look at the bottom of your screen. Ronaldo Damas arriving late into the box, and it's Matrano. That little drop of the shoulder gets into the spot. It would have been extremely harsh to point to the spot there. Ronaldo definitely makes the most of that contact. Been extremely quiet 72 minutes here tonight. But he's a player that he doesn't need a lot of chances to make his impact felt and to find the back of the net.
Cold shoulder indeed from Matrano. Alejandro Venezuela, 25 years of age.
I do think if you're Antonio Nocerino, you have to be extremely pleased with just the possession that you're giving up for the Switchbacks, where they're on the ball about 30, 45 yards away from your goal. Not really asking questions of Ofemu or Knutson. If you can catch him out in transition to get that second goal, to put this game to bed for James Chambers. More movement on the front line, especially in a central location. Ronaldo Damas wants everything to feet. You need to make those selfless runs and pull out one of the 2 center backs, open up gaps for a secondary run. More combination plays. It's been extremely stagnant. Pumping balls into that 6-yard box. You have other ideas how to beat this low block that Miami FC is implementing here.
Yeah, you figure you get another goal from Miami in this contest, it will really break the heart of Colorado Springs. As soon as I say that, a giveaway here. Santos trying to forge forward. Foster's on the right-hand side, looking that way for Damas, broken up at the last minute. Zandy here. On the elbow. Foster, ooh, try to give it back. He just could not corral it. You can see that play a mile away. Mahoney, good kick out there. Patient are they? Zano with the intercept, and now he goes pressing the attack 3-on-2. Gavilanes, left-hand side, wide open net. Doesn't have enough power. Did it cross the goal line? The rebound shot won't go. Oh, ever so close. to an insurance marker.
Silly giveaway from Matt Mahoney, and it's off to the races for Miami FC, and Genzano does everything right. He baits in Musa, and then when he bites, that's when he dishes it off to Gavillanes. But a long busting run from the center midfield. But you have to give credit to James Musa not to give up on the play, because so many times when a center back gets beat, they put their head up. Last-ditch defending effort to keep the switchbacks into this game. You talk about the quality, the audacity from Gavillanes just to dink it over Christian Herrera. See how important that play is at the end of this game.
Yeah, and if you're Allen, you can't do anything else with that. This is a perfect chip.
Quickly, come on!
Wow.
Talk about the youngsters for playing well beyond their age. There's so many times if you're Genzano, you try to go by yourself or you play too early, the timing is off.
Yeah, it was nicely placed. Cardona, some good mass there, keeping that ball afloat for Miami FC. Trying to push the counter, broke it up Mahoney. Ooh, Mahoney got away with a call there. Cardona from San Juan, Puerto Rico. 76th minute. Shots right now sizable for Colorado Springs.
But just watch the hips of James Musa when he bites and takes that first step forward. That's when Genzano plays it into the path of Gavillanes. The technical ability up and over. Extra effort from James Musa, top class to keep this game 1-0 Miami FC.
Don't forget, Andrew Booth, who was able to recycle that trash, just could not put it home either. In an open lane towards target with Christian Herrera well out of his net. And he couldn't grab the brace there.
And once again, it's just 2v2, going back the other way. And if you're James Chambers, that's something you're telling your boys. We always have to have a +1 in our defensive structure. Very risky game to go man for man in your defensive half.
Tough call there. Genzano not happy with it, reluctant, and he receives a yellow card. 77th minute, first booking in the night for Miami FC. And it goes to Rocco, the Italian.
Just a bit too eager, trying to win this ball. Comes through Speedy Williams. The experience of the Jamaican. Feels the contact, goes down. At that point in time, you just want to move your feet, make him play negative, and your job is done. He's been very impressive. The work rate, the technical ability, and the reading of the game from Genzano.
Speedy Williams, familiar with this part of town, as a member of Miami FC. Playing 29 matches with them a couple of seasons ago. Changing his stripes, and so here he is with Colorado Springs, another substitution.
You, right side, Yuki left, new step, center.
Travis Feldberg coming into the contest.
Substitution for the
Coa Santos leaves.
Out number 2.
So more changes for Colorado Springs. It's now 4 coming off the sidelines for James Chambers. One good sign for Miami FC. They have not yielded a shot from Colorado Springs in about 30 minutes. Mahoney, Musa elevating. Mahoney looking for it. Tagliardi there to swallow it up. Musa looking for a goal. He saved one a few moments ago. 80th minute. Pretty clinical work for both teams tonight. Haven't seen a whole lot of mistakes. Physicality continues here for Foster. But some pretty good sportsmanship as Cardona not asking for a hand from either statesman. And now he grabs it back.
But he's been very good, Cardona. The ex-Chattanooga Red Wolves man.
Ooh.
Courageous, putting his head where it does not need to be in. He's been good defensively. Doesn't need a second invitation to join the attack, and the night is over for Gavianes. As advertised, so good, so crafty, causing a lot of problems for the opposition. As he gets himself in that final third, the delicate technical ability to go up and over Christian Herrera, just to be denied by James Musa. Good season debut for the number 99 from Miami.
In the 81st minute.
David and Mejia coming in. Anya, who came in about 15 minutes ago. Damas on the cross, nobody home.
And once again, everything has been in front of Knutson and Ofemu. Not once has any sort of switchbacks player made them chase towards a corner flag, pull them out of position. And yes, you have a lot to do for a center back, but it's an easy day at the office when you just have to step up, move left, move right. Not really testing the shape as the switchbacks.
Yeah, there hasn't been major pressure compared to the first half.
I think if you ask the two center backs, it's been very straightforward. Not once have you had to show your numbers and face towards your own net, and that's when the mistakes happen.
Knutson. Nice intercept there. Played through, and Musa there to intercept it. In a way, too, with the lack of mistakes for Miami FC, you get that sense that they have good endurance right now. They're not lethargic, they're not tired, and typically when those things happen, the mental mistakes follow.
They just seem comfortable in their defensive structure. Understanding when to step, when to drop, the rotations. And I don't think it's any sort of coincidence that the playing career of the manager, Antonio Nocerino, was known for his defensive prowess. It's going to be very difficult to break down because you look at them last year, conceding 44 goals over the course of the season.
Well, last year in week number 1, they played FC Tulsa. They scored early and then conceded a goal 90 seconds later, and that match ended in a 1-run draw. Tonight has not been the case. Got a moment here. Mejia looking to make a step. He goes down, and the official points to the spot. Well, Mejia had a lane. It looked like he almost slipped, but the contact clearly came as well, and Mejia going to be rewarded.
But you have to give credit to Ayambila to keep this thing alive and have the vision. It's a first touch that lets him down for Mejia, and then it's a cleverness to use the momentum to his favor and catch Fieldberg. Clear contact, clear pen, no problem whatsoever, and Miami FC had the ability to double their lead here in minute 84.
Last season, Miami FC was 8 of 10 on penalties, but the 2 that they missed were backbreakers.
And to be honest, it's a lack of the first touch that lets him down because it pulls him wide, and the only option he has now is to pull it back.
I mean, he slips on that ball. It rolls right over it.
You just see the right leg coming through. I think Fieldberg catches him just a tiny bit, and any attacking player is going to go down. Not even an argument from the sub from the Switchbacks. Against the run of play, yes, but as Bota stands up, can he double the lead for the home side in the home opener?
Bota, first chance at it here tonight, and he'll go against Herrera. Looking for the insurance marker in the 85th minute. Bota against Herrera. Pulls the trigger and he scores! Well, he is all smiles, and it's a perfect reward for Mejia. Bota with an absolute bullet. Herrera with little to no chance, even though he guessed right.
And it's two subs from Antonio Nocerino combining here. First, Ayambila, the vision to play it wide, and then Mejia sends himself wide, cuts it back, feels the contact, goes down. Bota, head down, closes up his hips at the last second. Hits it so pure, so clean. No chance for Herrera. And Miami FC get their second goal here tonight.
That has a confident look there from Bota. 21-year-old from Italy. Made no mistake about it. And that goal for Miami FC, powered by micromobility.com. So right now, Booth's goal in the 16th minute stands as the game-winning goal, but you can never have enough insurance, especially in Florida, Ricky. Learned that the hard way. That's a good thing for Bota and for Miami FC, 2-0.
Me turn to right. Me turn to right.
Ayambila forging forward, trying to hurdle over a defender, and Mahoney took him out.
He's taking a lot of contact since coming off the field, Ayambila.
He's gonna need an ice bath.
Physical, technical, really good player and pickup for Miami FC. Pushes it by Matt Mahoney. He commits, he goes down. You never want to leave your feet if you're a defender. If you make sure that you're going to make a play on this ball.
'88th minute. Keep an eye out for the stoppage time. Colorado Springs running out of time. Miami FC looking to squeeze this game shut. Good play again. Knutson. We have not called his name a lot, and for a big reason. That back line has been composed for Miami FC. They've been outshot 17-8 tonight, but they haven't been in trouble. Odd to say, given the fact that Colorado Springs did hit 2 posts tonight. But those are the breaks. Some nights you get them, some nights you don't. Sandy out. That strike was an absolute laser for Huerman. And Huerman a little too tall on that by about 5 feet. So Miami FC scoring their first penalty of the season. They've converted in their last 6 penalties as well. And now it looks like they're going to run their unbeaten streak to 33 matches straight after leading at the end of the first half. They've gone 26-0-6 during that span. So you're gobbling up points, and the best part is you're getting 3. Ayambila. Looking for Booth the long way. This will result in another corner kick. Corner kick back to you by Toyota of Hollywood. As we're looking far and wide for our player of the match. Ricky, any hints?
Give you a hint. He scored a goal tonight.
All right, all right. You got a 50% chance of guessing right then. Stretch pass for Foster. I mean, tough to break the back line for Miami FC when you have two back there like that. They don't need to score again. 6 minutes of stoppage time. I don't know where that 6 came from, but we have it. I don't think it's the moments where Ayambilla got spilled 3 different times, I think. Not once was he embellishing. He got taken out cleanly. He was obviously in some pain. But nevertheless, 6 minutes. Sneaky move there by Knutson. Again, next match for Miami FC is at home next week against Sacramento Republic, one of the top dogs in the Western Conference. Mejia looking to make it 3-0. More woodwork this time for Miami FC.
Just far too easy for Miami FC to break this first line of pressure. And a result of that, just so much green grass to operate in. Mejia, he's been fantastic since coming on. Lets this ball run across his body. Technical ability just denied once again by the woodwork.
It's a good problem to have when you're getting ready for game time next week. You see some good displays of the subs for Miami FC. Femu, who was down, and looks like someone's cramping up.
You just see the lack of numbers from the switchbacks. Lacroix comes in a bit soft. Lucinho, who's been very good since coming on. You just see the head up the whole way from Mejia, watching the body language of Herrera. It's not an easy thing to do because you have an oncoming defender. You need to time it just right, because if you let it run a bit wide, it throws off your whole angles. Draws the PK, almost gets on the score sheet himself, making his case felt for Antonio Nocerino just to see the starting 11. Last time, you talk about the attacking presence for Miami FC, but the switchbacks, they've had numerous of different opportunities to find the back of the net. Lacroix, Enriquez, hit the post twice. Foster's been very active. And yes, it's game 1. But James Chambers and the switchbacks are going to feel extremely hard done by not finding the back of the net here, because the chances were there on the road in this weather, in the climate that you have to face, not only Miami FC, but also how humid it is. The ball's your best friend. Put the ball in the back of the net, and this game could have been completely different here for the Western Conference side.
19-9 is the shot advantage for Colorado Springs. But as you see the scoreboard, 2-0 in favor of the home team. Possession clearly in favor of Colorado Springs all night long, 62% to 38. Medrano down the ground, and it's his left leg that he's been looking at. They might bring out the stretcher. Medical staff working on his left leg, trying to stretch it out, rub that hamstring. It's the hamstrings, it's the quads, it's the calves. Game speed different than practice. That's certainly the case.
Injuries are tricky to try to make someone come off.
Medrano shaking his head. Now you see him pointing at the quad. The highlights of the night for Miami FC, as you see it here. Booth off his first attempt. 16th minute, making it 1-0. And then late, David Mejia forcing the penalty, and that shot's going to be shanked by a mile. Gurman came in, missed that shot.
He's going to want this one back. Heerman comes in with the right body angle as well, just mishits it. Opens up his body, falls kindly to his preferred left foot. Hits it back to where it came from.
That thing sliced a mile away.
And that's the first time we've seen Miami FC have a defensive lapse. Too much time and space at the back post.
Manuel Boda also converting on a penalty. His goal in the 85th minute, pretty much sealing the deal. Medrano coming back in. It's an interesting play for him, Alejandro coming back in. Not to say there's nothing to play for, but nevertheless, even though Miami FC wants a clean sheet, to worry about Hanya. The chip, back post, nullified by Cardona. See if this is the final act of this contest. See Boda there, converted on that penalty.
If you're Fjellberg here, you're aiming for that far post of Gagliardi with the traffic oncoming. If no one touches it, it can squeak in. Really important set piece here.
Not a great service. Closing minutes here. Another harsh foul. This will result in a booking. Boda, the yellow card. I don't know if that was a frustration play or not, but Lacroix went down and he took some hard contact.
Just comes in late, catches Lacroix. Just no need for the youngster. It's a big learning curve for Miami FC, how to see out games. So many times in the USL Championship, sides are up late, make silly mistakes, and give life to the visitors and the opposition here.
See Fjellberg or Heerman. Maybe Heerman. Lobbing in, Mahoney locked it up. Gagliardi leaps up, grabs it. 6'3" works in your favor there.
Right idea here from Matt Mahoney as he comes into your picture late. Trying to head it back across with just too much air underneath it. Gagliardi has been solid between the sticks for Miami FC.
He should be rewarded with a W. And to cap it off, he should receive a clean sheet. Sergei Damianchuk not looking at his watch yet. We're granted 6 minutes of stoppage time. We've certainly exceeded that. Ofemu brushes this one aside. Not a bad effort from Colorado Springs, but a poised performance from Miami FC. Colorado Springs back at home against Detroit City next week. Sacramento Republic comes to South Florida on the 16th of March. Foster here. Creeps in. Foster, depossessed by Mejia, and that's gonna do it. Brand new year for Miami FC. Tons of changes across the yard. And on this roster, a bright start and a fruitful one for Miami FC to open up 2024. Starting off the season at home, and they win it. 2-0 is the final.
And coming into this season, it's all about the inexperience for Miami FC, but as they walk across the white line, the maturity that they showed on both sides of the field of the ball, defensively, getting a clean sheet, but also clinical when they get chances. Andrew Booth was a massive part of what they like to do in the middle of the field. He gets the opening goal, the game-winning goal. You'll see him arrive late into your screen, number 80. On top of that 18-yard box. He hits it so well. Get the second bite at the apple, and he's your well-deserved man of the match for Miami FC.
Sneaking that one past Christian Herrera. Game-winning goal in the 16th minute for Andrew Booth, one of the new acquisitions for Miami FC, and it paid off. Huge dividends for the home team. They were outshot in this contest 20-10, but it didn't matter. Scoreboard talks, and he is all smiles. Our man of the match tonight for Miami FC, Manuel Boda, also excited about his performance, came in off the bench, and Miami FC picks up 3 points to open the campaign as they win this thing by a final score of 2-0. For Colorado Springs, they're back at home against Detroit City next week, but for Miami FC, big start for them. New coaching staff, new personnel. Post-game show coming up next.
Over 2,000 Toyotas are in stock and on their way to Toyota of Hollywood. Get our lowest price on every Toyota, including Corolla, Camry, Highlander, Tacoma, and RAV4. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,975. We'll pay you up to $2,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade. That's $2,000 more than it's worth at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Welcome to South Florida with Miami FC tonight, victorious in their home opener. Fans celebrating, they're happy with the home team's performance. A sight to see from the opening get-go to the closing minutes as they win this by a count of 2-0. And Ricky, perfect segue. Andrew Booth leading the highlights tonight for the home team, but it wasn't a great start for them initially, but they got their feet wet and got comfortable.
But it all comes down to reading the moment. First is Gagliardi, who recycles his run, and as Gavianis just baits, you see the real estate, and as he picks up his head, that's when he breaks the line with his run, and as the ball recycles, you'll see as a midfielder, you have to play on both sides of the ball. Andrew Booth has been so good defensively, but he does not give up on the play. He gets rewarded for the extra running he does and makes no mistake about the finish. Low and hard always gives you a chance. Clean as you would like, and he was fantastic, Andrew Booth, and what a signing he has been for Miami FC. For the Switchbacks, you knew the attacking talent that they had at James Chambers' disposal. They were never going to go down quietly. Malik Foster got very good. Tejada was very good. Ronaldo Damas, we didn't see much of him. Jairo Enriquez, they didn't have that final bit of quality. And as you overexpose, you leave yourself extremely vulnerable going back the other way. 3v2, this was the story of the night. Villanes gets rewarded for his run, but give credit to James Musa. The recovery as a center back. Last-ditch defending effort. Can Andrew Booth get his brace on the night as it falls kindly to him? Goal line save. Good first touch. And just Shanks, he just pulls it just a tiny bit wide.
That wasn't over, though. We had a couple guys come in. David Mejia took a spill there, was taken out in the 85th minute. Penalty was rewarded. And Boda seals the deal. The insurance marker on the penalty, the first one of the season. He is all smiles, and so is the hometown faithful as they win this thing 2-0. But the numbers tell you something drastically different outside the scoreboard.
And it tells you two things, that Miami FC is mature, right? They don't need to win with the ball. They just need to make important moments count. But for the Switchbacks, you need to work on being clinical and around that 18-yard box. 20 shots, 1 shot on target. Yes, you've hit the post twice and 61% possession. What do you do with that possession? That's going to be the question for James Chambers, because the opportunities were there, but how do you have those goals find? There's just too much talent on this roster not to get shut out, get goals, and goals are going to start to come, and the results will follow.
So Colorado Springs, they fall in their first game of the season. They go to 0-1. Miami FC picks up 3 points. Their first win of the season as they go to 1-0. So they'll close up shop here at FIU Stadium as Miami FC wins their home opener. Ricky Lopez and myself will be back with you next week. Sacramento Republic is in town. Same kickoff time at 7 o'clock Eastern. So for Ricky Lopez Espin and our entire crew, I'm David Gascon saying so long on a Saturday night. Andrew Booth, the game-winning goal. Miami FC wins it by a final of 2-0. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. So long.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.